Everyone pay homage to something, especially when there's a classic theme. Digging to the bottom of things and trying to be the first to honor the theme of their deck by completing their Omaaj set will be the goal in Omaaj, a collectible deck game designed by Charlie Anderson and is published by Lefty Lucy Games, who sponsor this video. Hey everyone, I'm Mike Murphy, the Brothers Murphy, and I'm here with BoardGameGeek.com. While my deck is shuffled, I'm ready to find those Omaaj cards, but before I do, let's learn how to play Omaaj. In Omaaj, 2 or more players will have their own deck with its own unique theme. Among the action cards and ability cards will be 6 Omaaj cards making up an image, and each player is racing to complete their image first. How you do this will be in the balance between playing cards for immediate effect and long-term strategy. Cards cost energy to play and activate, and players can play cards against you during the end step of your turn as they look to hamper your progress. But before we get to playing cards, let's go over the setup for Omaaj. We'll be teaching the rules to a standard 2-player game, which this starter pack can accommodate. To play with more players, each player will need their own deck, and additional decks are available featuring Edgar Allan Poe and more. The starter pack includes the Mesozoic era deck and the Celestial Bodies deck. Each player chooses a deck to use in the game and sets aside the quick reference, game rules, and icon key cards from the rest of their deck. Each player can take a color of energy counters to keep handy for use during the game. Now each player will thoroughly shuffle their deck of cards. Next, draw 7 cards to make up your starting hand. If you don't like your hand, you can shuffle these 7 cards back into the deck and then draw a new hand of 7. You can only do this reshuffle one time. The player with an interesting fact to share will be the first player, and you are now ready to play. Players will take turns back and forth until one player has assembled their 6 Omaaj cards and survived the end step of their turn. Each turn is broken down into 3 steps. First comes the pre-step. Here you will add 1 energy to your available pool. In future turns, you may have leftover energy to use, and you will add this new energy to your available supply. You'll then draw a new card to your hand. Be advised, if you are the first player in the game, you will skip this draw step on your first turn. Now comes the main step, where you will play cards and spend your energy. Cards come in a few varieties. There are ability cards, which have a white circle in their top left where the card cost is shown. These cards can remain in front of you and stay active turn after turn. Note that some abilities have a cost shown in their banner explaining their ability, while other ability cards have a persistent passive ability. Iconography to note on cards are the cost and energy, which is shown in the big circle in the top left of the card. If there's an icon just below this circle, that's an enter play ability and will trigger immediately. If the card is an ability card, there will be a banner near the bottom explaining its effect. Other action cards look largely similar, but they will have a black circle in their upper left corner, and they will be used and discarded rather than staying in play. You have 6 Omaaj cards in your deck and a wild card. These cards will be put out into play during the game, and they are your key to victory. Playing an Omaaj card immediately ends your main step, however, so make sure you play any cards you wish to play before playing this card. When playing a card, announce the card you're playing and pay its cost and energy if there is a cost. Place your card down onto the table. If the card has an enter play ability, carry it out now. We'll talk about the type of card effects in just a moment. It is recommended that you keep your cards in zones in front of you to track things. You can keep your reference cards directly in front of you and your energy just next to these cards. The area just above can be for played action cards, and keep 3 spaces available above this for your ability cards staying in play. Omaaj cards can be set just off to the left as you build your image, and discards can be to the right, with your draw deck being set to the side but in easy reach. When you play an ability card, carry out any enter play abilities, and then if you don't already have an ability card with the same cost already in play, you can move this card to your ability card area. If you ever play an ability card of the same value in the future, you can resolve its enter play effect, and then one of the 2 ability cards of the same value must be discarded. Once an ability card is in play, its effect is available to you. As we mentioned, some have a cost shown in the banner with its ability, while others have a passive effect or an effect that is triggered when a certain game effect happens, such as an opponent playing an Omaaj card. Note that you cannot play or activate a card if you don't have sufficient energy to pay for it. Omaaj cards don't have a cost, but when you play one, it will end your main step. The exemption to this rule is the wild Omaaj card, which has an energy cost of 3. This card can be played like other cards and can stand in for any one of the 6 Omaaj cards you are trying to collect. Once your main step ends, the end step of your turn begins. Here, all action cards you played will be discarded, with ability cards remaining in play. You and other players can now play any card showing the words end step on them. Note that you still have to pay the energy shown on that card. Here you'll carry out the enter play effect and then discard the card. Note that one of the card effect types allows you to flip a card, so if you have all 6 of your Omaaj cards assembled, this is a way for an opponent to stop you from winning before they get another turn. After any and all end step cards have been played, if you have more than 7 cards, discard down to 7 and the turn moves to the next player. Players will take turns playing cards and taking actions as they search for those Omaaj cards. So let's talk about the icons you will see in the game. A lightning bolt with a number in it will allow you to gain the indicated energy when you play that card. If you see an arrow pointing up, this will allow you to draw more cards from your deck. This is important as you want to find your Omaaj cards as quickly as possible. A down arrow will cause you to discard cards from your hand. This arrow here indicates that you can flip an opponent's Omaaj card face down. On their turn, your opponent can then pay 2 energy to flip their Omaaj card face up again. This circle symbol here allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and return cards in any order to the top or bottom of your deck. Finally, this card allows you to search your deck or discard pile for a specific card, and then you will reshuffle your deck. On Omaaj cards, there are pips to show where in the image you are building that card. Players will race to dig through their deck and find and play those Omaaj cards as quickly as possible, and the player who assembles their 6-card image first is the winner. And that is how you play Omaaj. Like I said, there are different decks, each with their own unique themes to explore, and with additional decks, you can play 3 and 4 player games, but no matter the player count, the goal is the same. Get through that deck, find the cards you need, spend that energy, and assemble your image first. And if you'd like to learn more about Omaaj, be sure to visit its page at BoardGameGeek.com. Until next time, I'm Mike Murphy. I've been here with Board Game Geek, and that is how you play Omaaj. Have a great day.